Hello and welcome to John's Author Diary for the week ending June 30th, 2019. I've had another productive week. I've been continuing to get up at 5 a.m. in order to get a few hours work done before everyone else is up. So this has worked really well for me. I made the mistake last weekend of getting up normal time on Saturday and Sunday. And so when I came back to this on Monday, it felt like I was starting again with the process. So what I'm going to do is just keep getting up at 5 a.m, do my meditation, do my exercise and stretches, doing the affirmations, visualizations, reading and journaling first thing. So this is based on the Miracle Morning book, which I mentioned last week. So I've actually gone and bought, I suppose, a spin-off version of that, which is called the Miracle Morning for Writers. So this is basically a lot of the same kind of things outlined in that, but when I've been doing my morning reading, that's what I've been listening to. So it's just keeping me focused on this Miracle Morning mindset, which I found really good, really useful, really productive. So this week I wrote the first draft to Justice, which is book 11 of the Ravenglass Chronicles. I also got book 9, which is the Hermit. That is now ready to go. It's been with the editor, it's been proofread. I've written my author's note, and so I just need to sort out the back matter for the book, and then I'll probably get that going live in the next week or two. So as well as working on that, I've also been working on Black Death number 3. I've been doing a redraft, so I've got one character called Liam, who is looking for his missing son. And so I wrote the first draft to this way back, I think it was in December 2017, maybe January 2018, something like that. And so I've revisited this, it was dictated, it was a raw first draft. So I've just been going through that, giving it a rewrite, giving it a polish. I've added probably about 3,000 or 4,000 words so far, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through. So because of having to basically mop up after losing a collaborator, I really need to focus on adding more words, adding more scenes. So with this, I've added another story arc that fits around the main story, and so all the characters come together in the final book. So this week I wrote 10 scenes for book 2, so that's felt really productive. It feels like it's just starting to come together now as a proper novel. I've got an official draft of the first novel complete, and we're about 5,000 words shy of our word count target, so I think with a redraft and based on the way that I write my scenes anyway, this will be easy enough to repair and to get up past a decent length for a novel. So next week, I'm still deciding what I want to do. I will be carrying on with the Black Death stuff for sure. So I want to get Black Death 3 redrafted, and I want to write the new scenes for Black Death 3 as well. So I'll have that done by the end of next week. I'm flipping between the ideas of either just hammering Cleric of the Wasteland, just getting that done, because I am a few weeks ahead of the Ravenglass Chronicles series now. I thought I'd be finishing my first draft of Justice in about 3 weeks, so I've got more time than I expected. So I think I'll either hammer Cleric of the Wasteland or I'll start work on book 12, which is called The Hanged Man. I've already outlined that, so I went and sat in a hotel in Morecambe overlooking the Stone Jetty and did a broad strokes outline for books 12 to 16. And then I wrote a more detailed outline for book 12. I'm really excited to write this. We've just had a massive game changer at the end of book 11. So I'm thinking it might actually be better to wait to let the stuff simmer. So maybe I can think of some more stuff, some different ideas, because the story is now going in a different direction. So it might be that I don't actually do any drafting for that until September, because I've got enough stuff now lined up to cover the releases for July and August. And then with book 11, that can come out in September. So I've got all of September and October to do this. So I think, thinking out loud, basically, that I will focus on Cleric of the Wasteland. I think I need to get that finished. And then once I've got this Black Death stuff redrafted, I can carry on with the edits for the second and third books of the Wasteland series, and then I can do the redraft and edit of book 4 and keep it within the same style. So instead of it being present tense, it's going to be past tense. So I'll be doing book 4 as part of a relaunch either later this year or early next year. So as well as reading the Miracle Morning for Writers book, I have also been reading a book called Confessions of a Sociopath. Now, this is a really interesting book because it's basically a memoir from the perspective of someone who is a sociopath. Now, this isn't to say that this person's a murderer or anything like that. It's just a anomalous personality type, let's say. And so it's interesting when I realise, yes, someone I used to work with is definitely like this. One of my old bosses was definitely like this. politicians who I interviewed while I was working as a political reporter were definitely sociopaths. So it's very interesting, and it does explain a lot. So I would recommend reading that. Again, it's part of my ongoing research, finding inspiration in all these different kind of books. I'm going to have a sociopath character in something that I'm writing, so I just want to get it right. So as it's the end of June, I'm going to start doing this, but I've been thinking about my Q3 goals. So this is going from July to the end of October. In this time, I've got the 6-week school summer holiday, so my productivity is going to go down for a while, but I'm going to keep getting up at 5 and do some editing in the morning. I've found that this is definitely a better use of the time than trying to dictate. I don't know why, but sitting at a keyboard and just getting into a weird zone and just editing, rewriting is working the best for me. This morning, for example, I did 3,500 words worth of editing, so that's brilliant. So I'm going to keep on doing that. Obviously, I want to get Justice redrafted and edited and ready for publication. I also want to get The Hanged Man, Death and Temperance done. So these are the next 3 episodes of the Ravenglass Chronicles. I want to get Black Death finished, ideally ready for launch. I'm thinking realistically that having an autumn launch set is probably going to be necessary. I think October is probably a good time to release a post-apocalyptic series. So hopefully by then as well, I'll have done my rewrite of Night of the Wasteland and got my non-fiction book, Finish Your First Novel, done and released, and also got a solid final draft of Podcasting for Authors ready. And then I will reassess, obviously, at the end of September. If I get time, I might just spend a week on Blind Reset, get a draft for that done. I think if I can get Cleric of the Wasteland done within a week, real focused attention on the last 30 or so scenes, then I might be able to get a first draft done of Blind Reset by the end of the year. I've basically got a backlog of things that I need to do, that I need to focus on, and when I finish the Ravenglass Chronicles, I almost want to be at a point where I've got nothing else, and so I can just focus and deep dive into a new project and actually see how productive I can be, whether I can be one of these authors who can write a novel a month. Because at the minute I feel like I'm on a bit of a piecemeal thing where I'm focusing on different projects. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. I think at the minute it does feel like I'm mopping up these projects, getting them done, and then I can move on. I'd really like it if you could check out my Patreon page. I've been posting these author diaries a day early, as well as short stories, articles, other audio. So you get an exclusive RSS feed for your podcasts that you can put in your podcast app, and so you can get some more audio. I've been reviewing some science fiction stories and things like that. So please do check those out. If you have any questions, please email me. It's john@johncronshaw.com. So I think I've gone on long enough for today. So until next time, cheerio.